I saw men coming during the night, early in the morning, and I realized that these were women of the night.
Are you alleging that she's a prostitute?
What is it to you? What is it to you?
I don't
because I
want
wasn't
that
giving you your
on my
money?
property.
You real nasty and you real evil.
Plaintiff Cornelious Drain claims the defendant wanted to exchange sex for rent. He's suing for $3,660. Defendant Daphne Knight claims the property she rented from the plaintiff had been condemned and was infested with rats.
Right hand.
She says she owes nothing.
Swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Najee.
This is case number 089 on the docket, Drain versus Knight.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge.
And welcome to both of you. We have here the plaintiff, Cornelious Drain, and you are suing the defendant, Daphne Knight, for $3,660 for 3 months of back rent and property damage. Cornelius, why don't you start? Why did you bring this suit? What's your complaint?
Well, Judge Jerry, I'm suing Daphne Knight. She breached my trust by violating a standard agreement for rent.
Yeah.
She just presented as a honest, hard-working woman, and I found out that that wasn't accurate. She didn't pay me according to the lease agreement, and I found out through other means, through my cameras, that she's just not as honest as I thought she was. Let me tell you this, Judge, the way I met her. I'm a premier instructor. I teach people how to protect themselves. After the training was done, I noticed that she was sleeping in her vehicle. That's what she told me.
I want to start by this. I met Mr. Drain through a mutual friend. I wanted to do my security license. At the time, I was living in my car. At the same time, I was working 2 jobs, living in my car. I came to him and told him, listen, I want to do my security license. I have $200 right now. I will give you $100. I didn't take the class, for one. Let's make that clear. He gave me the certificate. I called him back and I explained to him the situation. I'm in my car right now. I have X amount of money, but at the same time, I need a place to stay. I had just lost my father a couple of months prior to that. And at the same time, I had taken in young family members. So after burying my father, I had a choice, either stay in my car or find a place to live.
I got a soft spot for homeless people. What I did with a friend of mine, we organized a way to get the media to look and take attention to that problem. Ever since then, we had homeless shelters structured in Miami, and it's been a very dear thing to my heart. So when I learned that she was sleeping in her car, it was an instant desire to want to help her out in that situation.
And I get that, and that is really good. You're making a business out of it as well, because I understand you want to help a homeless person, but on the lease that you submitted at one point for $650 a month, that's a lot of money for a homeless person. You're suing because you said she didn't pay the full amount for November, December, and January, because that would be 3 months that you're suing
any
for.
amount. She stopped after that first $200.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
So what happened was I set up cameras, and on my cameras I saw people coming. Actually, it was men during the night, early in the morning, like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I realized, because of my law enforcement background, that these were women of the night. So that, along with not paying any other day after, had me believe that that character wasn't what I thought it was.
Are you alleging that she's a prostitute?
What I'm saying is, I believe that she stopped paying because she thought she was gonna get me to have some type of interaction with her in a sexual nature, and then I would not
Okay. All right.
charge her anymore.
There's no proof of that. Okay.
So that's how you feel about me? That's how you see me?
Yes.
I'm just asking. Cause you real nasty and you real evil.
That's what I
You
saw
would
in
never
you,
get any
Daphne.
sleep.
Daphne, I tried to help
You ain't trying to do nothing but
Yes,
be
I
greedy.
did.
That's what you have been.
Not at
You
all.
been greedy. God don't like ugly.
Okay.
That is correct.
And and trust me.
That is correct.
You will reap what you
Does
sow.
not- You sure will.
You're not even my
Hey,
cup of tea.
By seeing
at all.
those men,
You're
the way you
nasty.
dress, the way you dress.
Taking people advantage, taking advantage of people.
I tell you what, I bet that guy that came over that you
That
was in
same
his
one you
car,
worked with, the same
that-
one you
the-
worked
the
with,
one that you was
the
in the
same
car
one you
with.
worked with.
You went in his car because he couldn't bring it in.
I went in
and
his car.
That's right. I saw it on the camera.
Okay.
You went in his car.
Okay.
Did your service in his car.
Even if I did, even if I
In
was
his
that type of
car.
person, what is it to you? What is it to you?
I don't
Oh, because I
want
wasn't
that
giving you your
on my
money?
property.
You knew that property was a piece
I
of crap.
don't want that type
Okay,
of
I'm
activity,
glad.
that type of energy on my property.
Okay, because clearly that's how you live.
You're suing because the rent wasn't paid. Whatever the woman does
I
or
saw
didn't
him
do,
on the camera,
what her living
Judge.
is. Okay,
I
I'm not saying
saw
people didn't go to her
the
house.
different men on the camera.
The case is whether or not she paid rent. Period. It doesn't matter.
And she
I'm
did
not
not.
asking for you to. I'm not asking for you to make a judgment about her character. The suit is based on did she pay rent. So now let's find out. Daphne, you've heard everything you've said. What do you want to say about all of this?
We both agreed that I paid $400 a month. Once I came to him about the situation as far as the family members, he came to me and said that he will have to go up on the rent. I said, that's no problem. Under the conditions of the children being placed in the home. The children
Right.
never came to my house. I lived in this place by myself. Well, technically not by myself, because from the time that I moved in there, I've started noticing things. For one, rats. Like the size of the big as my feet.
Let me look at the pictures. The pictures of the rat in your bedroom.
I came in 2 o'clock in the morning trying to unwind, for the night, just getting off of work. And the rat was actually in my bed. And there's a big hole also in the wall where the rats were coming in and out of. I called him and I told him, I said, listen, there's rats in here. He came and brought me a old-fashioned mouse trap, set it in the windowsill. He patched the hole that was in the wall. The rats ate through it. So it's like, okay, if I'm
Yeah.
paying rent, why not the rats pay rent? They're sharing the place with me. I called
Yeah,
him
well,
also
okay.
about the...
And I responded each time. Those rats I got.
Okay, what did you fix?
I got.
What did you fix?
I fixed
'Cause there
the
was
hole
nothing fixed.
myself. Okay, I gave you those alarms that you said you needed.
That I had to put in myself.
I bought
What did you
them.
put in? You
I
sent me a
bought them. You have to put 'em
pocket-sized
up.
fire extinguisher.
You have to put them up.
What about in this statement, Daphne, about you jumping over a fence?
Okay, I went to the hospital February 26th. I had surgery done. Okay, I come
Yeah.
home. He had a lock on the gate. One, I already have to pull it. I'm a small person. I have to pull the gate open. Every Sunday, he would change the lock, which didn't make sense to me. So I called him and I said, listen, I just got discharged from the hospital. I need to get in the gate. He tells me, oh, you have to wait until I come. And I'm like, I have to wait until you come for what? So I literally had to pull my car in front of the gate, climb on top of my car to go over the fence. I could have been sent back to the hospital. It makes no sense. And then he tells me I can't park my car on the property when I was doing that when I first moved there.
Why didn't you pay the rent, Daphne?
For one, it wasn't unsafe, and I told him I wasn't making that amount of money at the time. I was supposed to pay $650 once the family members was placed in the home. They was never placed in the home. I was denied custody of them because he never fixed anything in the house. The property was condemned on top of that. So I'm giving you money for what? I'm wasting my money, which caused me to be homeless again.
Never condemned. I believe Daphne was exacerbating because she didn't want to pay. And I didn't want to, I guess, do her bidding like the other men that was coming over there. My
Your Honor.
method.
Okay.
I'm married. I love my
You're
wife.
right. I'm married too. Can I say something,
Cornelius,
please?
would not
all right.
engage in that
hold
kind of
on, hold
activity.
on. Cornelius, I have here a picture of an unsafe property notice put on the property. It's been condemned here in Miami-Dade County.
No, it was not for the plumbing problem.
All right, but the county has said that the property is unsafe.
She
that's what
made a complaint.
It was the plumbing, the electrical, and the mechanical work. That was inside the places on the property. That's what caused the Department of Children and Family to deny me.
And why did you not get custody of the 2 children?
Because of the living situation, the property itself. They told me, one, because there is a lake behind the property, and there's a fence that was dividing the lake from the property itself. It needed to be replaced. The holes that's in the wall, there was also mold in the house.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
She didn't get those children because
The bathtub, the sewer
husband
was backing
who
into
was
the
in
tub.
jail.
All right, here's what I see from the outside, trying to review this whole case, listening to both sides. The suit is filed because he's saying, Daphne, which you admit to, is that according to the lease, you didn't pay the rent for several months. That's what the charge is.
I paid the rent for 2 months. The first payment I made was from October to November, which was $400.
She paid $200, Judge. She paid $200.
Well, where's the receipt in your evidence that it was $800 that you paid? He's saying you paid $200.
The one I have with me is the first month. The other one, I cashed apped him the second month.
That is not true.
For November.
That is not true.
Okay,
You didn't cash
I know
app
that
me
you
no-
paid the $200. I need a receipt to show that you paid the other $400 or the other $600. If you have that receipt, I'll take a look at it, Daphne.
Yes, I have it.
Okay, whoa. Here is a receipt.
For October and November.
$400.
For October to November.
Okay,
Judge,
and the
she
date
got a receipt
is
for
the October.
$200
Okay, and here's a receipt for $400
For the
from
class
October to
training.
November for rent. This receipt says, checked off, for rent, $400 from October 1st to November 1st.
That was
That's
it.
a receipt that.
But what did I pay
Okay,
$100?
so I
But
see.
that was not for
Okay,
November.
here's what I see. Initially, we start out that rent has not been paid for, at least there's no evidence that rent was paid for November, December, and January.
That is
Now,
correct.
I'm not going to say that she has to pay for January because you sent her notice of eviction on January 10th. So I'm back down to dealing with November and December, which I don't see evidence of the rent being paid. Now, for those 2 months, I know initially the lease said $650 a month, but the lease also said she could have up to 3 people there. And I know, based on both of your testimony today, the understanding was that the reason it went from $400 to $650 was because she could have 3 people there. Since she didn't have 3 people here, and we're obviously dealing with someone that, as you said, initially was homeless and doesn't have a lot of money, I think it is fair to get back to the initial understanding, which was $400 a month. I am finding that you are entitled to 2 months' rent, $400 a month. So I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $800. Thank you both.
Thank you, Judge.
You're smiling for. I came all the way here
Absolutely.
for on my mother's birthday. On my mother's birthday, bro.
Okay.
On my mother's birthday. It'll
Okay.
be 6 years since she been dead. And you actually try me? I haven't
tried me,
slept
Daphne.
since then. Because I'm waiting to see you. You nasty.
Now you see me.
You is nasty.
Now you see
You're
me.
nasty.
The other
And the
tenants
whole
don't
world
think
will see
that way.
exactly how nasty you is.
Only one thing that way is you, because
Okay.
you just did not
Okay.
want to pay, and you tried to
I have a
scandal
1 bedroom.
me. You tried to
I pay
scandal
rent,
me.
I pay lights, I pay all that with 1 job. And it ain't selling my behind either. I don't have to depend on nobody.
I tried my best to help her, and she took advantage.
You made me lose a lot of things. I've lost enough as it is. And you just put more pain on me that I already have going on now.
Hey, YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.